Formula None Films presents the NSR 24-hour vintage Le Mans slot car race in Naples, Italy, Part 1.
Hi, I'm Bob Pullman. I've been a full-blown slot car addict for the last 25 years. I race with the NJ Metro Slot Car Club in New Jersey. Before we start our story, we know some of you don't know what a slot car is. So here's Jill to give you a quick explanation.
A slot car is a miniature car, but don't let the size fool you. Underneath the hood, there's a lot going on. Each car has a guide with two tiny metal braids that suck up electricity from the track. You put the guide in the slot in between the two rails. The power goes from the track into the guide, then down to the motor, which turns the gears that spin the axle down to the wheels. You control the speed with a handheld controller. If you squeeze the trigger slowly, the car goes slow. If you squeeze the trigger harder, the car goes fast. Let go of the trigger and the car stops. If you go too fast in the corner, bam, you're off. The real skill comes when you master all three movements simultaneously. That's all there is to it. Just stay on the track and keep it in the slot.
Thanks, Jill. I could go over the history and everything that makes slot cars the greatest hobby in the world, but let's get on with the story. Every winter when most people are hibernating or binge-watching TV, I race with the NJ Metro Slot Car Club in New Jersey. Some of us have tracks in our basements, so we rotate between them. We gather on Friday nights to race tiny little cars like our life depended on it. On one very special Friday night, Andrea, owner of the NSR Slot Car Company from Italy, came to visit our club to see how we race in America.
Hi, I am NSR man.
You come all the way from Italy to New Jersey.
Yeah.
What year did he start the company?
My father in 1998. We started at our home for about 10 years, and then in 2010 we left the home for the new factory. Yeah.
I happened to be taking a trip to Italy in September, and I asked Andrea could I come see the factory. He said yes. This is where the story really begins. NSR is located in southern Italy, near the breathtaking Amalfi Coast, just outside the coastal town of Salerno. You're probably wondering, what does all this have to do with a 24-hour slot car race? Well, it all started when Andrea gave me and my wife Carmen an exclusive tour of the NSR factory.
This is a picture of my father. Founded the company. This is a poster we made when he passed away. So it's synced with all the guys that know. Come with me.
He took us to the museum.
This is the main museum of the cars that we did over the years.
He also showed us the production line.
Everything is handmade assembled.
So you use pizza boxes as well?
Yeah,
You got to open one
yeah.
of these pizza boxes.
Yeah, it's very comfortable.
Oh my God.
Best of all, he let me drive on a private test track. It was a dream come true.
Have a 24 hours race
Right.
in May, and we have to build 4 of these.
Andrea mentioned the 24-hour vintage Le Mans slot car race in Naples, coming up in a few months. When I returned to the club in New Jersey, Robert Barnard asked me if I'd like to be part of the LEB Hobbies team for the race in Naples. And I said, just tell me when the plane leaves. And just like that, we were off to Naples to compete in the greatest slot car race in the world. We were like little kids. As soon as the plane landed, we went straight to the track in Castonia to see where we're going to race tomorrow. Andrea and another teammate, Captain Tom, met us at the track. Wow, this place is amazing. It was in a beautiful basketball stadium. Tomorrow there are going to be 32 teams with 150 drivers from 30 countries. Back at the hotel, we reviewed the rules and tuned the cars before dinner.
So it says, in the case of ballasting, the body, the weight should be placed under the cockpit.
cut that out.
Yeah, let's run with that.
Tomorrow's going to be interesting. We had enough hours to play with these cars to figure out what we got to do.
We can fix them and fuck them and fix them and fuck them all over.
We replaced, after we decided on the setup, we replaced the rear axle bushings with fresh ones. I don't know if you need to. You can get 24 hours out of a set of bearings.
I think we're going to cover off on that with the second car.
Yeah.
We need to.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
I don't know what's going to be open at 8:30 at night.
Things are in Italy. Things are open late, though.
Oh, yeah.
More than in
Really?
America. Oh yeah.
All right, 5 minutes in the lobby.
You got it.
Bravo Figaro, bravo bravissimo, bravo Figaro, bravo bravissimo, fortunatissimo, fortunatissimo.
Today is practice and technical inspection.
Bravo Figaro, bravo bravissimo, bravo Figaro, bravo bravissimo, a te fortuna, a te fortuna, a te fortuna non mancherà. Sono il factotum della città, sono il factotum della città, della città, della città, della città.
Let's meet some of the drivers.
Where are you from? I'm from France.
From Switzerland.
Switzerland.
Yes.
Denmark.
Denmark.
Italy. France. We are the kid from the Florence.
Okay.
Holland. England. Germany.
Naples.
Naples. Oh, you're from right here.
Yes.
Oh.
We play now. We are guests. We are home.
Our team, you know, Bob is the only one locally from the Northeast who wanted to come. Tom Power was from Australia. I got a couple of guys from the NSR factory racing with me.
The other American team is Electric Dreams.
So there's Rick Jocham, the HO champ, Marco, you know, who is running Electric Dreams, and then Michael Nemus. You have to ask to see some of his cars that he makes, carbon fiber bodies. I mean, he's like a master. And then we have the guy who owns Hobby Classic from Barcelona. And we wanted him on our team because he just raced last week in a 24-hour scale auto race.
Yeah.
With the Danish flag.
So you guys are all ready, huh?
Yeah, we're all ready for the testing.
Yeah.
And we have this is supposed to be the race car. So based on what we learn from the tests, we are going to build the finish car.
Okay.
Finish car.
The main thing is to have fun, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
What I'm doing is getting the car balanced. First I gotta get the front wheels off the ground, which they are. 14 on this side, 17 on that side. Come on.
So what do you have to do?
First see if it's an adjustment in the pod. Try that way.
How you doing,
The
guys?
Barcelona team is curious to see what Robert's doing.
Spain.
Spain.
Spain. Hi,
It's really nice to mingle with people from other places.
Tony.
Tony, nice to meet you too.
Tom. From
The
Australia.
drivers walk around to see if they can get tips from other teams.
So you measure different parts of the car.
It's light on this side. Just put a weight on it.
There you go.
It's easier
Are you
this
using
way.
ballast here?
Yeah, it's tungsten.
I don't think it's allowed.
Pony says we can't put weight on the chassis. We'll find out. We get to practice for a few hours and tune the cars before the inspection. The biggest decision in practice is to figure out what car to use for the race.
Which car's better?
Once practice is over, the cars are inspected and put in park fuming. No one can touch a car until the race starts. Our times are not that great.
The cars are too low.
The track is very bumpy, so you have to put something under the guide.
Bushings are bad?
Yeah.
Bad bushings.
There's less than a half an hour to the end of practice. Everyone is trying to figure out what the heck to do. They're adjusting their cars to get the best speed and cornering out of them. Time is running out. They have to figure out which car to use.
Yeah, we got to put it right into tech.
Don't feel nervous.
Yeah, right.
I think we can still try it on the track.
Okay.
I think they go to 7. Tom has 10 minutes on the track to see which of our 5 cars is the fastest. Practice is over. Now we got to pick a car.
This one's faster.
That one's faster?
Yeah.
Than this?
Yep.
You're kidding. Let's try it. No more practice? That was it?
That was rubbish, that one.
No more practice?
One more?
Otro más?
No more?
No.
Finish. It's hard to write these rules. I feel for it. You'll do anything you can do that doesn't say you can't do it in the rules.
Right.
So what's happened is that lost in the translation, you can have 2 cars, but they can't be the same model.
I don't understand.
No, we've got an A car that looks exactly like this.
Right.
Our B car can't be the same model. It has to be a different model.
Why?
Because you can't have the same model twice. Everyone's bitching because everyone set up the same 2 cars. That's not Italian.
Silence, please. Raga, un attimo di silenzio, per favore. Un attimo di silenzio. Okay. Okay. So, just following the point 4.1. It is possible to present at the test check 2 different ready-to-race cars. That's not written 2 ready-to-race cars. Any interpretation or doubts from you, it's your failure. I'm sorry guys, but you have to ask in case of doubts. So if you see 2 different race cars, it's 2 different race cars. It means it's 2 models.
2 different race cars there.
No,
It
2
is.
different race cars means 908 and 917.
If I don't,
Guys.
Andrea, I don't want to argue with you, but if you write a rule that is not clear, it's not me to ask you. I interpret it the way it is, and I bring the car.
Yeah,
you cannot
but-
tell me that it's wrong. Right now. We
There's
have 10 to
different
12.
words that make the difference.
I'm not going to change my cars.
I'm sorry
You might
guys.
withdraw the car.
Watch part 2
Wait, please.
to see if Marco withdraws his car. Please subscribe so we can continue to make these quality films. Thank you.